In today's video, I'm going to do a rehab on a Husqvarna Z-54 mower. I already have one of my own, and I acquired this one from someone who said it wouldn't start and it had a bunch of other issues. The plan is to fix the issues like this flat tire, give it some needed maintenance, repaint the deck, repair a bunch of things, replace the spindles, and fix various items on it, tune up, and whatnot. This is the Kohler Courage 24. I'm a fan of these mowers. My other mower has a Briggs & Stratton. I really love the way the Kohlers run. As you can see, there's a little bit of rust and dirt and debris here and there. But the biggest thing, after we get this deck done, I'm going to change out the tires and do an upgrade for a more aggressive tire for better performance. Check this thing out. I would say this deck is needing some love. Here's going to be where the bolts are. That's probably going to be, these are aluminum and those are steel bolts. And they're probably very corroded. We may have to get the torch or a cutoff wheel. This one's seized up. It doesn't even turn. And so we're gonna get all these off. Gonna pressure wash this deck. Looks like we've got some damage here, some trauma in its life. Gonna get this thing straightened up. This guy freshened up, new air filter, spark plugs, oil change. There's our brand new oil filter sitting down in there. New fuel filter. We went ahead and starting to clean this thing back up.
Still got to do some work on the seat here. So I'm hoping we can get some kind of glue or weather stripping adhesive and get this seat mounted back. The seat's in nice shape. It's just starting to come apart. So this is where our caster wheels are going to go. So we're going to clean all this, check the bearings, re-lubricate everything, put it all back together, see how that turns out. I also have a new set of drive wheels coming, which is going to be an upgrade for this mower. We're going to see how that turns out. We're going to go 2 sizes bigger than what's stock. I have found with these mowers, these tires, they don't grip real good, especially in sand or a little bit of wet grass. Constantly getting stuck with this thing. So we're going to try something different and see if we can do a little upgrade. If you've ever had one of these Z-turn mowers, everybody knows these have all kind of redundant safety switches. If you don't have it in neutral, it will not start. If you don't have the brake on, it will not start. If you're not sitting on the seat, a lot of them won't start. If the blades are on, it won't start. So this mower, this is going to be one of the safety switches. And this is what I found on this mower. Look how loose this switch is. And when I first got this mower, this switch was laying right there, and there's plastic that covers this area, so you really wouldn't be able to see it. And whether you had the brake on or not, this is what activates that switch. So this mower wouldn't start, and that was one of the reasons why the owner just decided just to get a new one. And if you notice, there's some little like plastic little tabs on here, not very much holding this guy in place. It just kind of sits like that, so no wonder this thing failed. Try and get this thing a little more secure, and that's going to make it a little nicer. Okay, here's what I came up with. I think a tie wrap will be just fine and hold this switch in place, but there's no holes here, so if we just drill a small hole here, there's nothing behind it, and then drill a small hole here at the bottom, and once again there's nothing behind it, so I think we'll be fine. So what I did is I matched up a drill bit to the width of the tie strap. So when I punch the hole with the drill, the tie strap's going to fit in the hole nicely, so let's give that a try. Alright, pull this switch off, see how we did. There's going to be our 2 holes. Our zip tie is going to go through in a manner like that, and it's going to hold that switch. But before we do that, a little bit of corrosion. Anytime you get a brand new hole going, get that fixed up. Perfect. Cut that guy off. When you cut tie wraps with diagonal cutters, tends to make a really sharp edge. So if you're ever reaching around, sometimes you can cut yourself, scrape yourself on these tie wraps. So I just like to take some kind of heat and just kind of melt the tip of it a little bit. And now it's no longer sharp. You can't cut yourself on it. Little trick. As you can see, going through quite a lot of parts here. So let's get in here in the shop and see what else we got going on. So I've got the deck repainted, turned out awesome. I've still got spindles, blades, pump belt, battery. Still got lots of things going on with this. But today, I'm going to go ahead and keep working on the machine. And the tires came in. So these little tires that were on these Z-54s, they're little tiny dudes. Like I would get stuck in the grass, I got stuck in the sand, and it just looked like there's way more room in this wheel well to put something bigger. I think it looked cooler too. So, I don't know, see what y'all think. So I went ahead and ordered up a set of tires. I'm going to use the stock rims. So this is what we got. Just got a pair of these Ocelots. They're 11 inches wide. So that should give plenty of traction for the mower. I do lots of pastures and stuff around the house. I do not have like St. Augustine or something like that. So I'm not too worried about over traction. This is what the stock tire was. So it's a little wider and not terribly taller, but yeah, I think these are gonna be cool. So let's go ahead and get one of these dudes mounted up. So I got one over here. I do not have a tire changing machine, but I'll show you how to change it with a shop press. So let's get started. Alright you guys, shop press, do not have a tire changer. This will work most instances, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop the valve core out of this guy. Get this done. I like to take dishwashing soap, and this is gonna help us get this bead loose. Get some wood, get lined up right on this edge. You want to make sure this clears the edge of the rim. We're going to put pressure on it, and it should pop this bead. Went. Grab my tire spoon. Wow. Some kind of, I don't know, something, spider webs or lots of fun stuff in here. There it is. Alright, we got the bead popped on both sides. Try and get this thing off of here. There's two sides of a rim, deep side, or the deep side and then a shallow side. I have found it's easier to take the top off, the tire off this direction. There we go. Now this is the fun part. There we go. Done. Rim's in pretty good shape. Let's get this thing cleaned up. We've already got Dawn on it, so why not get this thing washed up. let's see what these things look like on this mower. Get them mounted. Man, cool. Heck yeah. Alright, let's get this thing down off the jack stands and let's take it for a test drive. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is going to be day 5 of this project. Going to put the deck together, get this done, and get the deck under the mower, and talk about a few things real quick. Brand new spindles. Even though these are brand new, I'm going to show you something. Everybody thinks just take it, bolt it on, got your grease fitting, fill it full of grease, good to go. Not all these spindles are built the same way, depending on who manufactured them and where they came from. I'm going to show you a little trick that'll probably make your spindles last a little longer, or at least it has for me. So let's go over to the workbench and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, we've got the spindle on the workbench. I'm going to show you what's inside these. So let's take a look. Going to remove our grease fitting. Going to take one of the old nuts, protect the threads. We're going to take this apart and take a look inside. So as you saw, I just took the grease fitting out. So the grease fitting goes in the top, grease goes in, and it comes out this little hole. This is how it greases your spindle, which ultimately fills up this cavity. And a lot of times I've found these spindles, brand new out of the box, will have seals on both sides of the bearings. So there'll be a rubber seal that'll be sitting on top of the bearing, and it'll have this bearing sealed off. So my opinion, grease is going to have a hard time getting through the seal to get in here to lubricate the bearing. And if you notice from brand new, this is out of the box, it appears to be like Vaseline. This is probably like a Vaseline type assembly lube. This isn't really probably going to do the job for mowing, so you really need to get some real good grease inside these. And if that seal is there, I don't really understand how the grease can get past the seal and actually do an adequate job of lubricating this. So we're going to check the top bearing. So I just knocked the top bearing out. It has seals on both sides. So how is grease going to get past this seal, lubricate, and I just don't think that's a good idea. So what I typically do, it seems like it's worked for me to make my spindles last a little longer, just get you a dental pick, get under this seal, just like that, and then you can pop that seal out. Now, we're going to put, and it also has that same Vaseline looking type white grease in it, which, you know, I just don't feel that's going to do a good job for a mower. So we're going to put this back. Put that guy back in there. Now we're going to reassemble. Tighten up our grease fitting. Spins freely. Now we're going to go put this on the mower. I could not stand it. I drove that thing out of the garage, dying to try out these tires. I do have the deck ready, so I decided to go take it for a test drive before we put the deck on this thing. This is the old one. You notice the two different tire sizes. I'm telling you, that is a game changer putting these tires on here. So I got a little hill climb right here on the side, and I typically have to go up there and mow, and I have a hard time with this one when it's dry, soft sand. This mower gets stuck a lot. I also get stuck down by our lake a lot. So I think this is really going to change my mowing. So if you have one of these mowers, it's probably going to be a game changer. Just get a little more aggressive tire. Those are 11-inch wide tires. These are 8.5-inch wide tires. So somewhere in between there is what they're saying. But yeah, let's test these out. Wow, no problem. This thing has way too much traction compared to the old mower. This is going to be amazing. I've noticed it's got a softer ride to it too. Where that one kind of jarred your back, this one, it just feels nicer. It just feels like a nicer machine. It's probably because of the tires. They're softer, more ply to them. This is a great little compliment to this mower. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As you can see, I'm behind in my mowing, so I'm going to catch up on that. This thing is working amazing, so I hope it helps somebody out. And hit like and subscribe, give me a thumbs up. And I have a bunch more projects planned, so this is just the tip of the iceberg. Thanks for y'all's support.